Goldsten here, and in case you're coming to this channel for the first time, I'm someone that has started over a dozen businesses in the last 15 years. I've been listening to 2 to 3 hours of self-improvement a day for the last 10 plus years. And what I'd like to do in this video is share with you 3 reasons why college is a scam and college is stupid. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So college, guys, back in the day was actually somewhat beneficial. And why was that? Because what happened, guys, was a long time ago. We're going to go way back, hundreds of years ago. We lived in the, we had different eras in the period of the world that we live in. So one of the areas was like the agricultural age. And the agricultural age was basically where everyone kind of fended for themselves. So you had the farmers, which were the farmers. And then you had the goldsmiths, which were the goldsmiths. And then you had the bakers, who had their own bakery. Right, like the guy I used to play up the street with when I was a kid, his name was Jeff Baker. And his parents, or not his parents, but you know, my guess is a handful of generations ago, his parents were bakers, right? Last name was Bakers. So what they did is, now a long time ago, guys, to kind of have your own thing and take care of yourself was very, you need to understand that it was very hard. You know, we don't have, you know, now if you open up a bakery, you could, well, we'll get into this in a sec, but way back in the day, if you opened up a bakery, you had to get a shop and you had to get equipment, and if someone broke in and stole your equipment, there was really nothing you could do about it. You know, today you can get insurance and there's alarms, and we have police officers who, if someone breaks into something, the alarm goes off, the police officer gets there. You know, if it's a business, usually relatively quick, depending on where you live at, but it's usually pretty quick, so the risks aren't that high. Back in the day, there were a lot of risks. So you might be working at the bakery, you know, 10 hours a day, every single day, and then, you know, yeah, someone breaks into your place and steals all your shit and you're out a bunch of money. Or maybe you're a farmer, and when you're at a farmer, right, you know, back in the day, you're waking up at the crack of dawn, and you're working way till the sun goes down every single day. And then there might be a time where, you know, maybe there's a drought, or maybe something happens and then these crops don't grow. There's a lot of risk. What happened was that's how we worked for an extended period of time, and then the whole dynamic of the world shifted, and we moved from the agricultural age into the industrial age. This is where we saw big conglomerate companies start to be formed that employed tens of millions of people. So what you could do is, instead of having, you know, being a farmer and it being risky and all this stuff, you could just go get a job as a factory worker. And my guess is some of your, yeah, depending if you're watching this video, some of your grandparents or your great-grandparents, or maybe even your parents, they were like this. They got a job for one of these big companies. They stayed at these big companies for 40 years. The company kind of provided them with peace of mind and stability, because you work for the company, you make good money, you just have to go there and, let's say, just work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. You got a guaranteed paycheck, you retired, you got a pension, you know, and everything was good. The company took care of you. That's not how it is today. Around the year 2000, we transitioned again. The whole world transitioned from the, I just woke up a couple minutes ago, guys, so my brain is still kind of running, still kind of getting going. We moved from the, went from the agricultural to the industrial, and then we transitioned to the information age. That's the age we're in now. Now what's happening, guys, is all these good jobs that were existing in, let's say, the 1950s, when we were in the industrial age, all those jobs are getting obsolete. They're going overseas. This statistic I learned about 10 years ago, so we will say between the year of about 2002 and 2012, 20 million factory jobs that were in the United States left. The reason is it costs about $30 an hour to manufacture a product here in the U.S. It costs about $1.36 in China. So the company says, I can save a bunch of money by manufacturing in China, and they move it all to China. That's why, guys, if you've ever noticed, you buy something, and on the back it says made in China or made in other countries, because it costs a lot less money to manufacture something. Those kind of jobs, guys, were like a core foundation for the United States, for its growth. Those were like good paying, secure jobs. So we have 2 problems. The first problem is a lot of these jobs are going overseas. The second problem you have is because we are in the information age now, technology is starting to take over. I was trying to hire this lady a few years ago for, I forget some position. It was one of the positions in one of my companies. And she used to do something for the school system. She worked for the school system for like 20 plus years. And she was telling me, she was a very sweet lady. She goes, you know, I showed up, I did my job good, I felt like I had job security, and then one day out of nowhere, I got a call into a meeting that changed my life forever. It changed the direction of what I did. I got called into this meeting, and the school told me that there's a program out now that's going to do my job it's going to do my job automatically now. And because of that, they no longer need me. So they let her go. Because a program came out that did her job. The only reason people have jobs is because a program, a tool, an automated software, or a machine is not in place yet to do the job that the employee would be doing. Because if you can have a system do the job, you don't have to have any benefits, you don't have to worry about it stealing, it's usually a lot cheaper. And I'm sure there's software out there, good software. The software might cost the school company $100 a month. You're not able to pay her $30 grand a year, or the system, $100 a month. You pay the system $100 a month. So she got let go. She was trying to find another job. That's happening more and more, and that will continue to happen more and more because of the space we're in now. So back in the day, guys, what would happen was, before you would go to college, you would get some, you could get some specialty training. You could get some information that you actually needed that was beneficial back then. You guys understand that, right? Back in the day, guys, information was not like it was today. Now, if you want to learn something, guys, what can you do? Well, you could go to Google and you can type in anything in the world. You can type in a question that's as specific as you want it for any space or any field, and you will get the answer to that question and have the answer and have read the answer and gotten the answer in a minute or less. You can go to YouTube and do the same thing. A buddy of mine I was recently talking to, he has started off in real estate. It took him a couple years. He now does it full time. He got started in real estate by watching 1,500 to 2,000 YouTube videos on real estate and all the little components of it. And then he found a free podcast, and he listened to the podcast. So he self-taught himself with free information that's out there on the internet. When I learned how to build a website, guys, I did the same thing. I went to YouTube and I typed in a whole bunch of videos. And I watched all these videos. And then I have a thing about this. How do I do this? How do I install WordPress? How do I connect this plugin? And I would go to YouTube and I would type it in, and then there would be a video and it would walk me through exactly how to do it. So let's talk about some of the things with school. So one of the things is, with college, guys, besides the fact that you're spending a crap ton of fucking money, besides the fact that you're getting yourself in debt, and the debt is, you can't even get rid of it. If you file bankruptcy, the debt carries over with you. There's over $1 trillion of debt. I believe there's more college debt now than credit cards. You learn stuff that's not applicable. Did I say that word right? I'm not 100% sure. But you learn stuff in college that you don't apply to get rich. So the first couple of years of college, guys, what are you learning? You're learning bullshit. Bullshit that you're not going to use in your profession. Now, some of the stuff you learn in college, depending on what you're going to college for, you will use. If you're going to college to be a nurse and you take a nursing class, you're going to use that. My dad has a master's degree. He got a master's degree in like the body and understanding the body and kind of the direction you would go if you're going to be a doctor. My dad's a salesperson. He went to college and got a master's degree for doctor stuff, but he's a salesperson. Let me tell you this again. He got a master's degree in a field that's for a doctor, but he's a salesperson. He's a really good salesperson, knows what he's doing. You know, he supports his family very well. He's a salesperson. What percentage of stuff did he learn in college that he uses today to make money? Maybe 1%. Probably less. Okay, that's kind of how it is. So a lot of the stuff you learn in college, you're not going to use. You don't you won't ever use it. I remember when I was in high school, and and this was kind of a running joke, because we would ask teachers, they would be teaching us some stupid shit, and we know it was some stupid shit. So we'd ask the teacher, what are we going to use this for? You want to know what one of the teachers told us? I'm not going to lie to you guys. You're never going to use this in life. I'm just teaching this to you because I have to teach it to you, and you're learning it because you have to learn it. And then you're going to go to college, and you're going to learn a bunch of stuff that you don't need. You're never going to use. And then people are going to hire you because they're going to see you went to college and you struggled a lot, and then they give you a job. Guys, that makes no sense whatsoever. Getting money to come into your life is based on you providing value to the marketplace and learning how to position that value in a way so people see it's valuable and they give you money. That's how you make money. You learning shit just to learn shit is stupid. You go to college and you're going to learn how many raindrops fall over here, or you're going to be a nurse, but you're going to take a class on language, and you're gonna read a book about Plato, or Plato and Socrates. How's that apply to being a nurse, guys? It doesn't. So you're learning stuff that you're not gonna use, and if you don't use it, what's the point in learning it? One of the reasons you can get so rich when you start a business, and here's a key. Make sure you're looking and listening to me and paying attention to this, because if you get this, guys, everything else pretty much falls into place. If you start a business, every single day in that business, you are doing things, you're solving problems. The essence of being successful and getting rich is solving problems. So every single day, you start a business, and you're like, crap, I need to figure out this. And then you spend some time figuring that out. And then you get to another problem. Crap, I need to figure it out. Spend some time learning to fix that problem. The reason you get so rich is when you do that process over a few months or a year or a couple of years, everything you're learning is directly applied to your business and to getting your business to the next level and making money. So that compounds over an extended period of time, a few months or a couple years, depending on the business and how fast you move. That's why you see people that started the businesses and like these online businesses, and then in a very short period of time, they go from making nothing to hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars a year on complete autopilot sometimes. Well, it's not that they're any more smarter than you. It's that you maybe went to college and you spent 4 years learning crap that you never used. They spent 3 years, and every single day in those 3 years, they were learning something that was directly applied to them making more money. That's the key. What's the second thing? The second thing is college has a mindset to where they say, oh, you go to college, you learn stuff for a few years, and then you never have to learn again. That's kind of colleges. That's one of the things they sell you on. They sell you on that scam. The scam is you're going to go to college, you're going to get a degree, and then the degree is going to keep you set. The degree is the secret. The degree is the key. Once you get the degree, you're going to be set for life. You're going to get a good paying job. You're never going to have to learn anything again. Guys, look at the world we live in. We're changing all the time. Technology is improving. Ways to make money is changing. The economy is changing. So a lot of people, guys, they go to college, and then they get the degree, and then they don't learn anything for 10 years, and then they wonder why they're falling behind, or they wonder why they're not making more money. Well, that's one of the reasons they're not making more money, is they're not learning and improving. The second reason they're not making more money, and this ties into the third thing, is when you have when you go to college and you get a job, when you have a job, someone else controls your destiny. If you have a job right now, go to your boss and say, hey, look, I watched this guy on YouTube. This guy on YouTube kind of inspired me. Kind of made me see what was going on. I decided I need to make more money. I want you to triple my income starting next week. So I'm making 3 times as much of whatever you're making now. What's your boss going to say? Boss is going to laugh you out. The boss is going to tell you to go home. Boss is going to tell you that's not how it works, right? Because when you have a job, someone else controls your destiny and someone else controls your income. When you have a business, guys, you can control your business. And if you want to make more money in your business, let's say you can do things to make more money. When I had the detail shop, guys, and we were doing car detailing, we were making some money, but we wanted to make more money. So what did we do? We hired someone to do window tinting. So now someone came in, and they got their car detailed, and then they got their windows tinted. And then, guys, we hired somebody that did PDR work. So he was a guy and he got like hail dents out of cars and stuff. So now, guys, we were creating different streams of income out of the detail shop. So in a very short period of time, guys, I went from making no money to making $100,000 a year, making about 2 to 3 grand in profit a week, working about 12 hours a week max at the detail shop. Because, guys, I wanted to make more money and I had control so I could do things to bring in more money. You can't do that at a job. I mean, you might be able to apply for a promotion and go from, 20 bucks an hour to maybe 25 bucks an hour or something. But a lot of times there's all these constraints put, oh, you got to be in this position for a certain amount of time. And then eventually you have to get a college degree in order to move up, which is really stupid. I mean, so we're not even going to talk about that because that's just going to piss me off. But you have to follow their thing. When I worked at AT&T, sure, you could go from a rep to an assistant manager, but you had to be there like a year and a half. And then you had to be like an assistant manager for like, it was like at least a year or 2 years before you could apply to be a store manager. And all you were doing is a good rep might make 40 to 50 grand a year. 35 to 40 grand a year. Store manager is making 80 grand a year. So you got to jump through all these hoops and be there for 3 years to double your income. Because someone else is controlling your destiny. When you have a business, guys, you can grow as quickly as you want and you can put systems in and put different things in place to make more money, just like I did with the detail shop. So, guys, hopefully you guys got some value from this video. If you like this video, guys, I'm consistently putting more content out there. Make sure you subscribe. I take stuff I've learned from starting over a dozen businesses and listening to 2 to 3 hours of self-improvement a day and just observing stuff that, from starting the businesses and helping other people get wealthy and grow businesses and creating financial freedom. It feels great when someone tells me they've had a job they've been at for 20 years and then I'm able to share with them some stuff and maybe they get this and maybe they watch my videos and they get access to one of the higher end programs I have, and then in 6 months or a year they're making as much money on their business on the side as they are at their job, so they can quit their job and they have financial freedom. So that makes me feel good. But doing those things, I learned different things, and then I'm able to take and share with you actual experiences, the nuts and bolts strategies you can use to start making more money now. I don't share with you just theory or just shit that's just floating out there. One of the reasons a lot of people, I get messages and they say, oh, Aaron, I really appreciate your stuff, is because I'm sharing with you stuff that I know is only proven to work. No theory, no hype, no bullshit. Stuff that I've done that's proven to work, and I've seen consistent results on people I've taught it to, and I say, wow, if I've done this and it's allowed me to make a lot of money, and I've taught it to people, men, women, old, young, some of them that are dead broke, some of them that are making 100 grand a year, they're just not happy with their job. I've taught them this specific thing and they've used it to create wealth. It probably works, guys, and then what I do is I make a video about it and I share it with you. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.